Previewing the first round of sectional play on Tuesday night at Spring Grove and Mabel Canton from Spring Grove. Head coach Kody Moore for the Spring Grove Lions joining us. And coach, going back to last Wednesday night, another knockdown, drag them out Section 1 fight, but your kids got it done over at Houston 20-18. What got it done that evening for you?
Well, I think, it goes back to what we've talked about all year, Darren, and the fact that for the most part, our defense did a really nice job of keeping them off the scoreboard. You know, really the game came down to those 2-point plays, and our defense was able to shut those down when Houston did score. We were able to get the 2-point conversion, and that was the difference in the game. So that was great to see that. Obviously, we would like to have avoided a couple of those interceptions. I think that kind of allowed them to hang around a little bit, but I do like the fact that we were able to respond from that and just grind out another tough win. So like you said, Darren, Section 1 it's a dogfight every week. And I think more so this year than ever, it's very even across the board. And no matter who you're playing, you got to be ready to go. And that was just another classic, fun high school football game there last Wednesday.
And at this time of year, you need your senior leaders to step up. And watching that game, I thought Ethan Crouch had one of the better games that I've seen him play. What made Ethan's play click last Friday or last Wednesday?
Well, the thing that needs to be noted about that is the fact that a kid like that who started the year playing tight end, he played tight end all year last year for us. He's willing to make that move to guard, which we all know is not a glory position, but we all know those are the guys that decide the outcome of a game with what they do up there. So for him to slide into that spot, no complaints, but rather be a leader there and really do a nice job of opening holes. It's hard to put into words what a kid like that means to our team, because he's such a great vocal leader, a positive kid. And I can't say enough good things about Ethan and the job he did there Wednesday and what he's done overall for us throughout the year.
What did you learn about your football team through the course of the regular season?
Well, I think we learned that there's times where we show flashes of brilliance. Our defense has been solid all year long. And then offensively, when we're consistent, when we execute, I think you see, what can be an extremely difficult matchup for a lot of teams. We get a lot of different guys involved. You look at the stats there Wednesday night, we had 5 different receivers catch passes. I thought Bryce had probably his most efficient game throwing the ball, granted a couple interceptions, but beyond that, he was able to spread it around. And that's what we want to do. We want to get a lot of guys involved. We want to make it tough on opposing defenses to single out 1 or 2 guys that we need to stop. We want everybody to be a threat. And so, it's a great way to end the season. On that note, we talk a lot about wanting to play our best football. And, I felt like Wednesday night was a great step in the right direction to get ourselves ready for great Section 1 playoffs we have here coming up.
And I know when analyzing a game, there's a lot more to it than the scoreboard solo. But after a couple of tough losses in a row, how important was getting that result last week?
Huge. You talk about the difference of going into the playoffs at 5-3 on a 3-game losing streak versus 6-2 finishing the year with a hard-fought win. I think that's huge for the confidence of the guys. That's bottom line. That's what we want, is those guys feeling confident. And they should, because you go 6-2 against the quality opponents that we played. You should feel pretty good about yourself. And boy, we have a dandy here coming up now tomorrow night. So.
And Mabel Canton, a team that knocked you off a few weeks ago. Does that kind of help refocus the guys? Not that was necessarily an issue, but knowing the fact that if you don't bring your A game, this team already knocked you off once, so you better be ready to go Tuesday night. Is that a positive thing in your mind?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's human nature that you lose a game like that a few weeks ago, that's going to stick with you. I think it definitely provides extra motivation, added on top of the fact a big rival for us. In general, that we always play great games. And so I think it really is one of those things that's going to motivate our guys. And we have to focus on ourselves and doing a good job at taking care of the football, being fundamentally sound. We know that was the difference in the last game. They didn't make mistakes, and we did. And so I think our guys are going to be locked in and ready to go. And I'm real excited for what should be a great playoff game, should be a great playoff atmosphere, a close trip for Mabel coming over to us. So we're all just thrilled for the opportunity.
And Mabel, a team that we mentioned beat you a couple weeks ago. I'd ask you normally, are there any changes that you've seen on Mabel Canton from film the last few weeks? But they're a team that pretty much doesn't really change a lot because what they do is pretty darn effective week in and week out. Is that the case again this year?
Yeah, it is. They do what they're good at. They really work hard at being fundamental and just being solid in what they always do. And Paul does a great job of getting everything out of those guys. I do think they've continued to execute better up front as the season's gone on. You can see that, and that's kind of the difference in how they started the year to how they're playing now, what they're doing at the line of scrimmage. We know they have the two dynamic backs. So yeah, it's going to be a fun matchup, and I'm just real excited. It's high school football is all about these kind of matchups. These are the kind of games you remember forever, and so I'm just thrilled for the opportunity for our guys.
Well, it ought to be a fun one, Coach. Keep your guys healthy. We wish you best of luck Tuesday night.
Thanks a lot, Darren. I appreciate it.
Kody Moore, head coach of the Spring Grove Lions, first round of sectionals, Spring Grove and Mabel Canton Tuesday night in Spring Grove.